Good morning, YouTube. It is 5:03 a.m. Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. And yeah, I'm walking. I knew today was coming. Didn't know it was coming today, but I knew it was coming soon. Mom needs the van back, which, that's fine. I've had it way longer than I probably should have had it. And kind of kicking myself in the ass that I didn't square away my no vehicle situation in the time I had it. I mean, I shouldn't say no vehicle situation. I still have the keys to my Saturn in my pocket, and it still drives. I just question how many more miles it has in it. That engine is knocking really bad. At least it was when I drove it over to Rob's. Yeah, still no word for Rob. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I've kind of alluded to what the issue is with him. He's just going through some really personal stuff, like his dad was in the hospital. I heard his daughter's been in the hospital. I heard his daughter's not expected to survive whatever she's going through, and I can't imagine the thought of losing one of my kids, although in a way of sorts, I kind of feel like I've already lost both of them, which, that's a tangent I don't want to get into. I really don't know much about Rob's relationship with his daughter, but I'm sure that's eating him apart no matter what his relationship was with her. And then there's the situation he's in with his landlord. Yeah, I don't think he knows that I know. I mean, it was just sort of a random happenstance that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, God, August has just gone by so fast. I mean, it's already September 3rd, Shit, where did August go? Somewhere in there. I had a birthday turn 54. I remember if my birthday was a really bad day at work where I slipped on ice, damn near broke my arm, and ended up not getting paid by Restaurant Depot. I still need to follow up with Winolo about that. I mean, initially it was kind of on them and by them I mean Restaurant Depot, not Winolo. I mean, Winolo maybe for believing the lie that they put in on the computer that I showed up and clocked in at 4 minutes to 10 and then left at 10. That doesn't make much any sense. And I find it really weird that Winolo would fall for that when the app tracks my GPS and they could see that I stayed on the premises for an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, what the hell do they think I was doing there? Shopping? But anyway, Winolo has wrote me back. It's probably been a couple of weeks. I haven't followed up with it, but it's the same bullshit with them of, oh, we need more information, blah, blah, blah. I already gave them all the information that they should need, and the information they're asking for, I've already given them. It's in the email that they responded to that they clearly didn't read thoroughly prior to responding to it. But that's how customer service seems to be with everything. Maybe with an app or a website. You get canned replies to stuff asking for information that you already saw, because the people can't be bothered to actually read what you sent them the first time. It's just canned responses, and it's probably AI doing that shit, or somebody in Asia that's horribly underpaid that just gives zero shits and is just paid by how many pre-typed form letters they respond to. I mean, who knows what that is. But hey, maybe now that I'm riding the bus again, I'll have time to sort that out and write them back, although it's not going to be much money. Speaking of money, just got a message from Traba yesterday, getting paid $50 for the shift that got canceled at William T. Barnett and Company last Friday. By the way, I don't know if I said the day of the week, but it is Tuesday morning, the day after Labor Day, so kind of a functional Monday for most people. Just another day for me. I worked every day through the 3-day weekend. Enjoyed it too. Last 2 days over at Extended Stay America Hotel up in North Scottsdale. Over at, wow, that's kind of sad. Vehicle with a Vayo ride. A Vayo Magnaut, so that's somebody that's driving for Vayo, and they're parked there, and they're parked at one of the mental health clinics, so It's one of their main clients, so a Veo vehicle sitting there isn't going to be messed with by security. But they've got, what do you call it, sunshades jammed in every window, which leads me to believe that person who's driving for Veo is probably living in their vehicle. Yeah, seeing things like that makes me feel a lot better about my whole situation. I mean, yeah, I'm more or less vehicle-less as of today. Again, and that sucks, but it beats the hell out of being homeless. I'd much rather be living in my apartment with no vehicle than living in my vehicle with no apartment, as at least I was able to, have access to all my stuff and charge up my phones and get myself ready for work to look good and acceptable for work. And as far as what I have on the plate for work today, it's a whole lot of not much. In fact, it's not much of not much. I'm doing a shift on Shift Smart at a Circle K. And I always find it funny that they even put these shifts out, but whatever, I do it. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. at the Circle K at 40th Street and University. So that works out nicely for me with no vehicle. Easy to get to by bus. And now granted, it's going to take, the shift is at 6 o'clock. And like an hour and 45 minutes I have to be at this bus stop before the shift. So I'm like spending an hour and 45 minutes to go work 2 hours. But yeah, if I remember right, I need to be here at 5:15 to catch the bus. It's 5:10 right now, so I'm doing good with that. I'll be here at 5:15 to catch the bus, and it gets there maybe 15-20 minutes early, because when buses only run every 30 minutes, you potentially need to get to work 30 minutes early on the bus just to be on time, because the next bus is going to get you to work late. And that sucks, it's this time I don't get back. I think I mentioned before, my bus card's been missing for a few days. It's more or less where I thought it would be. I put my pants on the chair behind my desk where I normally put them. And as I grabbed them to put them on, I noticed some stuff falling out of the pockets. And I just quickly grabbed what I saw, fell into the laundry basket, put it back in the pocket without going through to see and make sure I had everything. And then later I realized, I was missing my new copper card bus card. And anyway, I went through that stuff this morning and found it, as well as some other cards that I hadn't even realized were missing yet. Most notably my ID card for the Human Services campus down at the Zone. Not like I'm planning on going back there anytime soon, but it does bring me comfort to know that I've got that card in my pocket and can go back there if I need to. It's a terrible place to ride a scooter because it conflicts with pedestrians. But then again, there's nowhere else to ride a scooter on 44th Street. Yeah, 44th Street is one of those streets that I really wish Phoenix would make a little more pedestrian and micro-mobility friendly. This narrow-ass sidewalk so close to people driving 50 miles per hour is just inherently unsafe. And people on bike and electric scooters and stuff like that being forced to go down this narrow sidewalk is unsafe for pedestrians. I don't think I see my bus, I'm not sure. Anyway, I should wrap this up. So yeah, I'm just working 2 hours at Circle K. I did have one of those Prometric things scheduled, which I've scheduled them before and I've always canceled them. This one wasn't too terribly far out in the middle of nowhere. It was, I want to say, Signal Butte in Maine, more or less. And I do often get that far east with Circle K shifts, which I drive to. Oh yeah, that's my bus. which I drive to, but yeah, I'm not driving today, so there's no point in trying to get that far east for a whopping like $18. I need to get my card ready to get on the bus. Thanks for watching. So it's 5:43. I just got off the bus, and most of that trip was actually spent at that last bus stop there at 44th and Washington, where, as you can see, much like this bus stop here, the bus shelter is serving primarily as a place for bums to lay down, which sucks because it'd be nice for me when I'm waiting for a bus to actually be able to sit at the bus shelter and wait for the bus. It's one thing I noticed that's dramatically different between Portland, when I was there last, and Phoenix. Even though Portland has a very large amount of homeless people all over the place, they don't sleep at the bus stops. It's posted on the bus shelters that those shelters are to be used exclusively for people who are waiting for the bus. And for some reason, the bums seem to respect that. Now, I don't know if it's just a respect for the bus stops, or if it's a situation where the police actually enforce that. I find that hard to believe because it doesn't seem like Portland police enforce much of anything. But regardless, when I was in Portland riding the bus, didn't have to deal with not having a bus shelter to sit in when I would wait for the bus due to bums sleeping in them. And the other thing is I never had to really wait for the bus very long, because every time I got to a bus stop, bus showed up pretty quickly. On the bright side, if I needed to go west from here, that bus shelter doesn't have any bums sleeping in it, so that's nice. Hey, check this out. I've been seeing these popping up at Circle K's all over the place. Just within the last couple of weeks, this must be a new thing Circle K corporate is adding to the stores. Nothing really fancy, just little tiny signs with the Circle K logo and a little stylistic arrow pointing to the right. And it's positioned right after the first driveway on a major street that turns into the Circle K. It's kind of nice. It's at eye level for drivers. Well, drivers of vehicles that aren't giant killing machine trucks and SUVs like those. And helpful. Definitely helpful. As you see, we've got another one over there for people that are headed southbound on 40th Street. So that's Circle K I'm going to be working at today. I've worked there once before. It feels like it was damn near a month ago when I worked there. Pretty sure I spent that entire shift in the cooler, which, speaking of spending shifts in the cooler, it just occurred to me, since this is the first one I've gone to on the bus, that if they want me to do a cooler refresh, I don't have my gloves and my flannel just sitting in the van waiting for me to double back and go get them. I'm wearing a red shirt. In fact, I'm wearing this red shirt I picked up at a thrift store a few days ago. Been trying to get more red shirts for when I work at Circle K, since their staff wears red shirts, just to sort of match. And black jeans. Got the black Vans on. Nothing unusual about the way I'm dressed. And it's scheduled as a cleaning shift, so I expect I'll mostly just be emptying trashes and cleaning around the lot. However, if they ask me to go into the cooler, hopefully they've got a jacket outside the cooler that I can wear, and maybe some gloves, because I don't have my stuff. Now, I might have to put my backpack together. Found a backpack working at one of the Circle K's a few weeks back. It's pretty nice. It's a ASU backpack. Tried to give it to Priscilla. She's like, I don't want any more backpacks. I'm like, well, okay. It's an ASU backpack for their women's softball team. So, I'm wanting to say it's called Lady Ballers, but I know that's not right. But anyway, damn nice backpack. And I'll probably start carrying the things I need for work in that, although there is a definite negative connotation that goes with shift smart workers carrying backpacks. Generally speaking, when managers or people that work in Circle K see you walk in with a backpack, they assume you're probably homeless, which is not the situation. I'm just not driving. It's great how there's just an assumption that if you're a pedestrian in Phoenix, you're homeless, when those are not the same thing. And interestingly enough, as I saw earlier on the way here, there are plenty of homeless people that are not pedestrians that are living in their damn cars. So, I don't know, weird social assumptions that go on in this city surrounding people who are not driving and don't arrive driving a motor vehicle. I definitely get the concern of Circle K managers not wanting people going into their coolers or in any other unsupervised part of the store with a backpack they could potentially steal with, because, I mean, they might remember me from the last time I was here, but generally speaking, I walk into a Circle K as a Shift Smart contractor. They don't know me. I mean, it's not as bad now as I'm finding myself working in stores I've worked at before and people remember me. But the average person is just, a stranger off the street. Hi, guess what? I'm working here today, la, la, la. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to set that up, even though there's some negativity around it, and just make a point to, leave it up by the register, not take it in the back with me. That's what I did the other day. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a phone call from a 415 area code. I wonder who this could be. Well, that was annoying. It was a robocall from Shift Smart to remind me of my upcoming shift at Circle K. Like, if I got that reminder and I wasn't here, how not helpful would that be? Am I just going to teleport and be here in less than 10 minutes? I think it's 5:51 right now. Shift's supposed to start at 6. Anyway, it's extra annoying because Shift Smart does track my GPS location. So their automation says, see, I'm right here in front of the store. Why do I need to be bothered with a freaking robocall? I don't know. A lot of these apps, just the thought behind them seems to be completely lacking. Speaking of thought that's completely lacking, I said earlier that it was going to take an hour and 45 minutes to get here. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I needed to be at the bus stop 45 minutes before arriving here, which, considering how public transit is in the city, it's not bad at all. I actually made the journey in 30 minutes, and that was including roughly 15 minutes of sitting over at 44th and Washington, looking at all the bums sleeping on the bus benches and in front of the bus benches. Also had a bum try to bum a cigarette off me. That's annoying. Like, come on. You can't even afford a place to live, but you think you need a cigarette? Get your priorities together. Get your shit together. Quit asking people for cigarettes. If you can't afford to buy cigarettes, it's time to quit smoking. God damn. All right, there goes the 45 headed eastbound. East to Price and Broadway. So that's one that covers Phoenix and Tempe, but does not cover Mesa. This is one of those routes that's like that. Bus service in Mesa is considerably less frequent than it is in Phoenix and Tempe. Well, I should wrap this up, get myself into Circle K, get started. It's going to be a nice, easy 2-hour shift. I have nothing else scheduled today. As I mentioned earlier, I was hoping to double this up with some East Mesa Circle K shifts and a half hour of setting up a car display for Prometric through Winolo, but none of that happening today. What I do need to get done today, in addition to this quick 2-hour shift that'll end at 8 a.m., is need to go to Rob's shop, try to touch base with him. I don't know what the hell's going on with my car. I don't know what's going on with him and his sick family, and I don't know what's going on with him getting evicted, or if he even knows that I know he's getting evicted, but we need to have a conversation about that so I can figure out what I'm doing with my vehicles I have on that property, mainly my 2 CRXs. I mean, I can always drive the Saturn home, but at this point I've spent well over $1,000 on a drivetrain for the Saturn, and I either need to get my money back for that or get my drivetrain back. I don't know, something. I mean, shit, at this point, if I'm looking at buying another car, I need to look at potentially trading in the Saturn towards that car. Also, coming here, I tried to use my new copper card. It says it doesn't have funds on it, so I need to sort that out today as well.